Hello, myself Vaishnavi and I am a current student at Georgian for Food and Nutrition Management. Today I am going to present a presentation on the topic of preventing foodborne illnesses. So let's get started. What are foodborne illnesses? Foodborne illnesses, also called as food poisoning, is an illness caused by eating foods that have harmful organisms in them. These harmful germs can include bacteria, parasites, and viruses. They are mostly found in raw meat, chicken, fish, and eggs, but they can spread to any type of food. They can also grow on food that is left out on counters or on outdoors or is stored for too long before you eat it. Why food safety is important in food and nutrition management? In food safety or nutrition management, foodborne diseases is an important public health problem. Thus, it is important to maintain food hygiene as they help to protect consumers from risk of health-related conditions such as allergy and even death. Role of government and industry in food safety in Canada. Health Canada is responsible to set regulations and standards for the safety and nutritional quality of food sold in Canada. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency verifies the food sold in Canada meets Canada's requirements and the public health officials' response to the foodborne illnesses outbreaks. What causes foodborne diseases? Foodborne diseases are mainly caused by food poisoning and food infections. Food poisoning includes chemical poisoning and biological poisoning, in which biological poisoning can be caused by poisonous plant tissues and poisonous animal tissues, while food infections may be caused by the various pathogenic microorganisms ingested with the food. Now let's look into food hazards. There are three main types of food hazards as discussed in the previous slides. Biological hazards, which includes bacteria, viruses and parasites. Chemical hazards, which may include natural toxins and chemical contaminants, while the physical hazards can include metal shavings from cans and plastic pieces or even the broken glasses. Now here are some risk factors for foodborne illnesses outbreak. First one is improper hot or cold holding temperature of potentially hazardous food. Another one is the important cooking temperature of food. Third one is dirty and contaminated utensils and equipments. The fourth one is poor employee health and hygiene, and the last one is food from unsafe source. Now, these are the most common symptoms of foodborne illnesses. The first one is nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. Now, how can you prevent foodborne illnesses? The very first step you can take is wash your hands. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. Hand washing with soap removes germs from your hands. This helps prevent infections because we frequently touch our eyes, nose, or mouth without even realizing it. So, it is better to wash your hands frequently. The second most important thing you need to consider is properly handle raw animal products, in which you can place the raw meat and poultry or seafood in containers instead of putting them somewhere in the fridge. Put them in the sealed plastic bag to prevent the juices from dripping on the other foods and cause contamination. This is the thing you can do to prevent other food being contaminated and maintain the food safety. Use clean and sanitized utensils, equipments, and the surfaces. The main objective behind this is cleaning and sanitizing the food will help to remove the bacteria from food being contaminated. Thus, it is highly recommended to clean the surface or where you cook your food or you keep the utensils. Another most important thing to consider is use food before it gets expired. Do not use the food which is already expired, and the most important thing is that you should always check the expiry date before you buy any product. How will you know if you have foodborne illness? Because most foodborne illness is mild and goes away after a few days. Most people don't go to the doctor. You can usually assume that you have foodborne illness if other people who ate the same food also got sick. So this is the sign when you can detect that you have a foodborne illness. What should you do if you got foodborne illness. If you think you have foodborne illness, call your local health unit to report it. This could help keep others from getting sick. Or call your doctor if you think you may have a serious illness. You may need to see your doctor if your diarrhea or vomiting is very bad, or if you don't start get better after few days. Now, how this food poisoning is treated. In most cases, foodborne illnesses goes away on its own in 2 to 3 days. All you need to do is rest and get plenty of fluid to prevent dehydration from diarrhea. Drink a cup of water or rehydration drink each time you have a large loose stool. Soda and fruit juices have too much sugar and shouldn't be used to rehydrate. Another way is to treat yourself with painkillers, probiotic, sorbents, mild foods, drink water, and antidiarrheal drugs. And at last, if you think you are severely dehydrated, you may need to go to the hospital. Now, here is a summary of my presentation. I have summarized the whole presentation in 4 main points, which are: clean, wash your hands and work surface before, during, and after preparing food. Separate. Separate raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs from ready to eat foods. Cook. Cook food to right internal temperature to kill harmful bacteria. And the last one is chill. Keep your refrigerator at 40 Fahrenheit or below it. Thanks. Now it's time to test your knowledge. Answer the following questions. Who is responsible to set regulations and standards for the food safety and nutritional quality of food sold in Canada? Foodborne illnesses is also called as. And the third one is name 4 steps to prevent food poisoning. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you found it informative.